I'm Dr. Manoj Kumar Srivastava, Assistant Professor in CSC Department, and I will be imparting lecture today on the data analytics on topic related to mining and data streams. And what are the concept of streams? What are the how to sample the data in the stream computing and its architecture. A data stream is an existing continuous order implicitly by entrance time or explicitly by timestamp chain of items. Actually, it is means when we are talking about the data analytics, the data stream here refers to the big data streams. Means the data which is coming in a high volume and variety of data is being coming here in a stream format. It is a enormous volume of data, items arrive at very high rate. This is very important part of this data stream topic, because we are talking about the volumes of data and high rate of the data, that is which is given here. It is volume of data and high rate. So big data, which I talked about the big data. Big data is the main basic concept on which we are talking about, and while introducing this data stream, this is for big data itself, and how the data can be analyzed in the data stream. This is what we have to discuss it here today. There are different data types, that is data stream, types of data stream. And as we can see here, it has been classified into 3-4 different data streams. First one is given here is transactional data stream. This transactional data stream is actually, it is the example which is connected with this data stream, transactional type data stream, is log interconnection between entities. Log interconnection between entities means how the log is being managed and how the data is being connected with that particular log and the entities. Another example is credit card. If you talk about the credit card, purchased by consumers from the producer, means whatever utilization of this credit card, that is while transacting or while purchasing of any consumer items and from the producer, the data that is, it is not only the single data that is being transferred here, but at the same interval of time or at the same time, maximum number of people who are using credit card will, the transaction will flow at that time. That's why stream of data we are talking about, the transactional data stream in this, taken as a credit card as an example of transactional data stream. Another example of a data stream is telecommunications. Phone calls by callers to the dial parties is another example in case of telecommunication, where not a single call but multiple calls and many callers used to call at the same time. So high volume of data is being transferred or is being transacted at the same time. So this is another example. Another example of transactional data stream is web. Access by clients of information at the server. Means whenever a user on the browser try to access any data, or that is client try to access any data on the browser, what happens? It is possible that the server remains busy for the different kinds of data, along with text data, audio, video, any data is possible which can be accessed on the web browser through the server by the client. And this data stream is being talked about here in this transactional data stream. So this is an example of transactional data stream. Now another example of data stream, another types of data stream is measurement data stream. Here transactional means here most of the time the data were frequently consumed and uploaded or consumed most of the time in a transactional data stream. But in case of measurement data stream, what happens? We used to use different sensor or network or certain devices to measure the specific condition or a specific temperature or a specific feature of the data. In that case, example is given here for the measurement data stream is sensor networks. Sensor network, actually these are the sensor devices in the networking part, in the networks. This sensor used to sense certain kind of data as per requirement of the scientific work. For example, physical natural phenomena and road traffic or even earthquake, and there are different types of activities that is being sensed by the sensor networks. Even gyroscope, another example, while movement, and for another example we can say is GPS location. We are trying to sense the movement or access the position or location of the particular person who is being in movement. So these are the sensor which helps in accessing those data. So sensor network is very important and is another data stream which is specifically used for measuring or identifying, or we can say to just find the different activities performed by the different users through the help of machine which is called sensor, and which is involved in a sensor network. Means whatever sensing work is done here is through the networking process and by utilizing the internet process. Another example of this measurement data is IP networks. Means whatever network we are using, this internet protocol network, what it identifies here is traffic at the root interface. Means how much traffic, what volume of internet protocols it is being utilized, or how many clients are being trying to access different network through the internet. And this traffic is being sensed or measured with the IP network tool, or and the data stream that is being measured here is the volume of or number of people who are trying to access the traffic through the internet at the router interface. Another example of measurement data is earth climate. I talked about the earthquake also. And similar to that, means whatever calamities is being occurred in this earth, that can be means natural activity or natural calamities that can be sensed through the sensors, and this data which is being collected here will be treated as a measurement data streams. And for the earth climate, what we used to measure here is temperature of different area or particular city or particular, even we can for a whole one of the country or whole of the country, it can be measured through the different sensor networks, or through the sensors, or through the satellite, or through there are different utilities which can be utilized here to measure the data streams. Also humidity level at weather and stations, this can also be measured. So that's why these are the different variety of data which is being treated as types of data streams that is being utilized in the data analytics purpose. Now, what are the sources of stream actually is, so we can identify here, these are the three different sources for nowadays sensor data, because each and every person who is moving with a small gadget, that is a smartphone, in that smartphone the people's, means whoever been using this smartphone, it holds so many sensors into that system which recognizes or which identifies different data streams, as we talked about earlier, that is either measuring data or transactional data that can be measured. So sensor data is a source of stream which helps to create lots of data into the network, and that can be sensed. Another is image data. Actually, whatever activities for is happening on the earth, all those data, all those activity can be visualized through the image itself. And wherever whenever we are trying to access data, or trying to access video, or trying to access audio, video, whatever it is, means when we are talking about the image data, whenever video or some snaps is being taken by the this device or the particular device, a camera, or the special device which can take pictures or which can be in network. So all those data can be treated here as a, means data means actually the video image or a specific picture or snap that is being taken. All those will be treated as a image data, because moving image or static image, both they can be considered here for the this particular source of stream, that is image data. Internet and web traffic actually transfer lots of text and image and video and audio, means multimedia data type can be sourced through this internet and web traffic. That's why internet and web traffic is treated as a source of the stream. So these three, that is sensor data, image data, and internet web traffic, are considered as a source of the stream for producing lots and lots of volume of data into the network, into the internet user, for the internet user, for the client. And now we will talking about the what actually this data stream, characteristics of data streams are. So there are certain 5 to 6 characteristics of data stream, which is very important here to discuss. Actually, means if you're talking about the data stream characteristics, the first characteristic comes is unbounded nature. This unbounded nature means what? Actually, data streams are unbounded, meaning that they have no defined beginning or end. Unbounded nature means from what source this data is coming, from where it is generating, we don't know exactly, because when the peoples are connected on internet, and for example, if you take the internet source, such as social media or different platforms of the social media, so many data is being transferred, and that is all multimedia data types or any of the data types is being transferred onto this network. So that's why this the characteristics of this data is considered here as unbounded, because we don't know what volume of data, how much data it will be transferred or transacted on the network, because lots of users being using at each and every seconds. Another is example of characteristic of data stream is high velocity. When we are talking about the high velocity of the data, I just now given an example of social media activities, social sites such as Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, and there are many platforms on which multimedia data is being transacted frequently. So when we are considering about the high velocity, that means whenever we try to transfer any data at particular location, we try it with a very high speed. We try to upload that data so that it can reach on the specific location at a specific time interval. And while transferring data, the network or the equipments or the devices that is being utilized, that is server and other network interfaces, the data which is being generated, that is unbounded nature data, that is being transferred in a real-time processing process. Those data transferred in seconds, in very millisecond we can say, and high velocity requires special processing technique for streaming those data, or streaming the process of the data to keep up with the data, so that data can reach on the time, and it is being utilized by the clients and the users. Clients are different clients. So that's why means high volume of data transferred at a very less interval of time is treated as a high velocity of data. Another characteristic of data stream is potential high variability. That potentially high variability means what? The data streams can have varying characteristics and data formats, making it difficult process uh, and analyze them. The data may be structured, unstructured. This is the main characteristic which we have to see here about the data analytics part. That is structured, unstructured, and semi-structured, and it can vary in volume, velocity, and variety. These all are the characteristics of the data stream, and these represents the different types of data structures. And this one is the characteristic of high volume of means big data characteristics. We can say big data characteristic, that is volume, velocity, and variety. And structure, unstructured, and semi-structured. Structured, when we are talking about that structured, in that case, as we know that we are talking about the characteristic of data stream, and potentially high variability here refers what? Because of this structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data, there is variability and high volume, velocity, and variety of different. Variety actually refers to the multimedia images, that is audio, video, text, whatever data we are trying to transfer here. Velocity means within a millisecond we try to transfer high volume of data, that is treated as a high velocity of data. Volume, large amount of data is being transferred. That's why potentially high variability is talking about actually is different types of data that is being transferred on the network in the data stream. Another characteristic is continuous flow of data. This continuous flow of data refers to data streams are generated continuously and in real time. Most important is the continuous and real time data is being generated without any fixed start and end time, as we talked about in first characteristic, that is unbounded nature. We don't know from where it is being generated and where it is being transferred or where it is being ending. That's why continuous flow of data. And as we know that in today's environment, that is using different types of social activities on the internet, so lots and lots volume of data is being generated and continuously and in real time. We can say that starting and ending of data stream is not fixed at all. Another characteristic is infinite or potentially infinite length. Means we don't know what will be the length of the dead data. Continuously from starting from the one interval of time to the when it will be ending, we don't know, as we talked in the continuous flow of the data. That's why infinite length we are talking about here. Another characteristic as infinite length. Data streams have infinite or potentially infinite length because they are continuously generated, making it possible to predict the size of the data. So these are the 5 different characteristics of data stream, which are very important part of the data streams. Now we will talk about the advantages and disadvantages, few advantages and disadvantages of this data stream, as we have to study the data analytics topic. So understanding the data stream is very important. When we understand this data stream very properly, we know its drawback or where it is lacking, or we know the advantage of what it will help and how it will help. Then we can make analysis very efficiently and effectively. The advantages refers here is what? This data is helpful in upgrading sales. Now, when we are talking about the different sales, we are talking about the marketing. Means when you are trying to analyze data, that is data stream in a market based, then we have to think about the sales, because whatever organization, whatever product is being produced or manufactured, that products to be that owner try to sell out or try to get profit on those product, and try to get maximum profit on those product. That's why it is treated here as in data stream. The advantage of data stream is when the sales will be high, it will be naturally be productive and helpful for the owner or the organization by making profit. That's why this is very helpful in case of marketing and activities. Help in recognizing fallacy. Fallacy refers to different faults or failures. When we are analyzing the data stream, this data stream helps in recognizing the different erroneous activity which is being done during the process, and we have to identify all those things. So this data stream also helps in identifying or recognizing the fallacy, and helps in minimizing the cost. Another example, when we are relating to this one, when I was talking about the profit making, naturally, when we are producing, when the manufacturer is trying to produce lots more and more goods, um, he will try to earn profit on that good. That can be analyzed by using data analysis. But one more thing also can be done is that when the demand of the product in the market or in the society is very high, then naturally, by reducing the cost of that product, it can be distributed to multiple numbers, means a maximum number of peoples, so that they get benefit of that particular product. And also the owner can earn a high profit by distributing those product with a minimum cost. There are two ways to get the profit. Either you sell those product at very high rate to the specific peoples or specific customer, or sell the same product to the high number of, means different peoples or different number of peoples at the low cost. So this can be analyzed. This analysis can be done in the data analytics. That's why it is talking about the minimizing the cost advantage as an advantage, minimizing cost as an advantage in the data stream. When we already know that how much data is to be transferred or how much product to be transferred to the different public, it is very easy for us to calculate what will be the cost or what will be the sales cost to those peoples, and to earn the profit on that. That's why it can be treated as an advantage here. And it provides detail to react swiftly to the risk. This is another advantage, reacting swiftly to the risk. Because when for example is weather forecasting, there also data, high data streams, a high volume of data is being analyzed over there. If we rarely know exactly when it will be going to rain, or when the earthquake is going to be occur, if we by analyzing the data stream, we can identify those things or those activities. It will be very helpful for the public and to the all who are trying to utilize the environment, or trying to get involved into the environment where they are working, and where they are performing their duties. So swiftly to the risk here actually refers to that only. Means if we know activity which is going to happen in the future, that activity can be reacted very swiftly. That's why in data stream it has been talked about the risk which is reacted swiftly. So these are the different advantages of the data stream platform, and that can be managed through the data analytics process. And the different data streams that we are disadvantages, we can say: lack of security, data in the cloud, old cloud donor subordination, as well. And these are the different disadvantages. If you have lack of security in data in the cloud, when high volume of data present in the cloud, we don't know who will be using, how they will be utilizing it. So there comes a security issue when high volume of data, a high stream of data is being transferred. Hold cloud donor subordination, and as the subordinate can hold the cloud data, but they don't know what kind of data, how to store their data, how to utilize that data. Anybody can utilize, and misutilize those data, and that's why these are treated as a disadvantage of the data streams. In the next lecture, we will talk about the further topics, that is application of data stream, is data stream management system, and DSMS, that is data stream management system architecture. Thank you very much.